There are millions of aquariums in the world. Small, large, freshwater, saltwater, indoors, outdoors, populated only with fish, only with plants, with other aquatic creatures, or with everything. Water is a miracle, and the fact that the Earth we live on is covered in 71% water is still a curious thing. Of all the water on Earth, about 96.5% is found in oceans, seas, and bays. Only 1% of the water on Earth is fresh water from lakes, rivers, and other water sources on the surface of the Earth. These waters hide incredible creatures. Many of them are waiting to be discovered. No one knows of their existence yet. Just last year, many strange aquatic creatures were discovered. Water explorers face extreme conditions where you wouldn't expect to find any life form. But surprises! Water hides amazing life forms, and when dozens, maybe hundreds, of new aquatic creatures are discovered every year, their discovery is just a headline. Studying them becomes the big challenge. Most of these creatures cannot be studied, only observed. It is almost impossible to capture a creature that lives at a depth of 10,000 feet underwater, remove it from its environment, and study it in the laboratory. The aquatic world is captivating. That's why many people want to have a corner of nature in their home. That's how it is with this aquarium. It's an ordinary aquarium, but in it you can find plants, fish, and other aquatic creatures from all over the world. For example, this shrimp. Red cherry shrimps were introduced to the aquarium trade in the 1990s. They quickly became popular due to their bright red color and ease of care, making them a favorite among aquarists for their ability to maintain tank cleanliness and add aesthetic appeal. These shrimp are native to Taiwan, southern China, and Vietnam, and in their natural habitat, they are usually brown rather than red. It seems incredible, but this sensitive shrimp, which can reach a maximum size of 1.2 inches, has become an invasive species in Europe. But a research conducted over several years and published in 2019 showed that this shrimp was found in some polluted rivers in Germany. Because some of these rivers were thermal, it was thought that this shrimp would not survive. But the researchers were wrong. Later, this shrimp was found in waters with a temperature of only 3 degrees Celsius. What was more surprising was that later this shrimp was also found in rivers in other European countries. The study is more detailed, but the conclusion of this study is that these shrimp are now an invasive species in rivers in Europe. They have adapted and live both in very cold waters for an Asian shrimp species, but they were also discovered in thermal waters in Hungary, where the water temperature was 28 degrees Celsius. This species of shrimp is amazing. Can change their color to match their surroundings, becoming lighter on light substrates and darker on dark substrates. Can eat almost anything, even their exoskeleton. No, this does not mean that they eat themselves alive. Red cherry shrimp undergo a process called molting, where they shed their old exoskeleton to allow for growth and to regenerate lost limbs. The breeding cycle begins when a female shrimp is ready to spawn, and she releases pheromones into the water, signaling males that she is ready to breed. The male then deposits his sperm onto the female, and as the eggs pass through the sperm, they become fertilized. The fertilized eggs are then carried under the female's tail, where they are constantly fanned by her pleopods to keep them oxygenated and clean. The eggs, which are green or yellow in color, develop over a period of 25 to 35 days, depending on the temperature. Once the eggs hatch, the young shrimp emerge as tiny replicas of their adult counterparts, measuring around 1 millimeter in length. These young shrimp, or shrimplets, do not have a planktonic stage and immediately start hiding among plants or stones in the aquarium. But not all of these baby shrimp reach maturity. Although the fish species in this aquarium are not aggressive, the small size of the baby shrimp can make them prone to being eaten by these fish. Around 2006, when pictures of this fish first appeared, many aquarists believed that this fish did not exist and that the pictures were faked. Later, more pictures of this fish appeared, and it immediately became a very popular fish. Originally from Myanmar, the celestial pearl Danio was heavily affected by overfishing for the aquarium trade shortly after its discovery. This led to concerns about the species' survival in the wild, prompting the Myanmar government to impose a blanket ban on its export. Fortunately, new populations were later found, and the species is now commercially bred worldwide, which has helped reduce the demand for wild-caught specimens. The fish's name has been changed from Galaxy rasbora to celestial pearl Danio. Researchers did this after determining that the fish is closely related to the Danios fish species. When researchers first discovered the fish, it was called Microrasbora. Today, its official name is Danio Margaritatus. Galaxy rasboras are not aggressive at all. They will shy away and hide under dire circumstances. Only the males of this species might show some aggression when they are breeding or when they are fighting over the females. Sometimes it may also happen due to the lack of food. Otherwise, aggression is a rare sight in a Galaxy rasbora tank. These fish are known to spawn in pairs. Males will chase pregnant females around the tank for a bit. If she's receptive, the pair will disappear into the plants so the eggs can be scattered and fertilized. Some aquarists will remove the parents at this point to keep them from eating the eggs, but others feel it's easier to just leave them. But in this aquarium, most of the inhabitants are snails. This snail originates from coastal rivers and estuaries in regions such as East Africa and northeastern South America, where it encounters both freshwater and brackish water conditions. Zebra nerite snails are highly valued for their ability to consume various types of algae, including green spot algae and diatoms. This makes them excellent natural cleaners for aquariums. A significant advantage for aquarium keepers is that zebra nerite snails require brackish water to reproduce. This means they won't overpopulate freshwater tanks like some other snail species. These snails can live from a few weeks to a month without water, making them unique among aquarium snails. Despite breathing with gills, they can survive on land for long periods of time due to their intertidal nature. They are also peaceful and can live with other fish and invertebrates, making them popular additions to community tanks. A pleasing contrast to the eye in this aquarium is the diversity of plants. Nature is surprising. Dozens of plant species live together in approximately 12 gallons of water. This plant, originally from the Nile River, but also from other African countries, was planted approximately 100 days ago in this aquarium. From this bulb grew a beautiful red plant. whose leaves must be cut weekly so that the plant does not grow too big. Another species of fish found in many of our aquariums is this one. This fish does not stand out with its bright colors or special shape. However, most aquarists have this fish for its usefulness. Otocinclus catfish are native to South America, specifically found in countries like Brazil, Venezuela, Bolivia, and Argentina. They inhabit slow-moving and shallow streams or rivers that are cluttered with rocks and vegetation. These fish are typically found in small streams or along the margins of larger rivers, clinging to substrates using their sucker mouth. Otocinclus are able to breathe air. Prior to surfacing, they will release air through their gills and mouth. Upon returning to the bottom, the fish do not need to pump their buccal cavities, indicating they are absorbing oxygen from the swallowed air. They are primarily herbivores, and their diet consists largely of diatoms and soft green algae. This makes them valuable for keeping aquarium glass, plants, and decorations clean. They have a characteristic sucker mouth, which they use to graze on algae. Many aquarists consider this fish ideal for keeping algae under control in their aquariums because it is a peaceful fish and does not grow larger than 1.5 to 2 inches. Aquaristics is a passion that is learned while practicing. While in everyday life, the impact of invasive species on the environment can go unnoticed, when an unknown species is found in an aquarium, things start to get interesting. It is not a big problem when an unwanted species is found in the aquarium. However, the problem arises when this invasive species can harm the other species. But the most common invasive species in aquariums are snails. Some of them are so small that they can go unnoticed. They often hitchhike on live aquatic plants or even at the bottom of a fish bag from the pet store. Additionally, snails or their eggs can be introduced through any decor or equipment that has been used in another tank, such as gravel, ornaments, or a mature filter. The same thing happened with this limpet snail. Although its name suggests it is a snail, it is technically not a snail. And contrary to popular belief, limpet snails are not pests. They serve as efficient algae eaters, helping to keep your freshwater tank clean and healthy. As natural scavengers, they consume algae, biofilm, and detritus, promoting a balanced and thriving ecosystem within your aquarium. Various species of limpet snails are found in all waters of the world, species that even live in seas and oceans. This species is one that can be found in slow-moving or still freshwater bodies, such as lakes, ponds, and slow-flowing rivers, starting from the westernmost point of Europe, going east to central Siberia. Freshwater limpet snails have a shell that covers and protects their soft body. Beneath the shell, they possess a muscular foot that is responsible for their movement. This muscular foot is flat, flexible, and covered with a layer of mucus that aids in locomotion. Additionally, limpets have a specialized feeding organ called the radula, which is a ribbon-like structure lined with rows of tiny, chitinous teeth. The radula is used for scraping surfaces and collecting food particles. Like many other freshwater snails, Acroloxus lacustris are hermaphroditic. This means that each individual possesses both male and female reproductive organs. Their reproductive success is influenced by environmental factors such as water quality, food availability, and temperature. A successful aquarium is an aquarium that recreates an aquatic landscape as naturally as possible. One of the most common plants found in aquariums around the world is this. It is beautiful and does not require special conditions to grow. Has a remarkably wide natural distribution. It is found on every continent except Antarctica. Because it can grow very quickly and in nature can reach a length of 10 feet, the plant can become invasive in certain lakes and waterways where its growth becomes excessive, impacting native ecosystems and recreational activities. Eats algae. Eats dead or decaying plant leaves and other organic debris. Not yet popular, but has a big appetite. This is the pink lady snail. Primarily found in countries like Thailand, Malaysia, and Indonesia. These snails inhabit freshwater environments such as rivers, streams, and shallow waters with rocky substrates. This snail can live up to 8 years. And unlike the Nerite snail, it is hungrier and eats both algae and organic debris from the aquarium glass in the substrate. Cannot breed in freshwater aquariums because the eggs hatch into larvae that require brackish to seawater to develop properly. This makes uncontrolled reproduction in the aquarium unlikely. This red plant is often used in low-tech aquariums because it can adapt to grow without the addition of carbon dioxide and fertilizers. Original from Vietnam, it can be propagated by simply cutting the stem anywhere along its length and replanting it. This plant forms dense bushes and readily produces side shoots, which can be pruned repeatedly to maintain a compact and bushy appearance. A shy presence in this aquarium is the Pygmy Corydoras. This is a small fish, about half an inch long when fully grown. Although the species you see in this aquarium was discovered in 1966, it became popular in aquariums much later. This fish is native to South America, most often found in the rivers of Ecuador, Peru, and Brazil. Experiments with Corydoras pygmaeus have also highlighted their preference for midwater swimming, unlike many other Corydoras species. In aquariums, they are often kept on fine-grained substrate, such as sand. This enables them to dig through the substrate without injury to their barbels, which can often be lost in sharp substrates. While they are active during the day, they may also exhibit increased activity during the night. Like in captivity, Corydoras pygmaeus are highly social fish in the wild and live in schools. This schooling behavior offers protection from predators and helps them forage more effectively. This snail is often discovered in aquariums without knowing how it got there. Orange Ramshorn snails are a common species of freshwater snail, often seen as pests due to their fast-growing populations that can be difficult to control. These snails are distinctly bright orange in color, with translucent shells and solid orange slipper coloration. They can become problematic in aquariums because they are omnivorous and will consume plants and food meant for other invertebrates. The vibrant orange coloration of the orange Ramshorn snail is a result of selective breeding by aquarium hobbyists. Through careful breeding of Ramshorn snails with desirable color traits, these orange morphs were developed and became popular in the aquarium trade. The ancestors of this snail are originally from North America, but the orange coloration didn't arise in one specific location in the wild. It's a trait that was cultivated over time, through human intervention in captive environments. Another snail that has invaded the whole world, including aquariums, is this snail. It can be found on all continents. And the plant species used in aquariums come from all continents as well. The aquarium hobby, while bringing joy to many, does indeed have a complex relationship with species endangerment and invasive species issues. Historically, and in some ongoing cases, the collection of wild fish and invertebrates for the aquarium trade has contributed to the decline of certain species. This is particularly true for species with limited ranges or slow reproduction rates. Coral reef species have been especially vulnerable, as some collection methods can be destructive to reef ecosystems. The primary driver of species endangerment is habitat destruction, which is often caused by factors beyond the aquarium trade, such as pollution, deforestation, and climate change. Conversely, responsible aquarium keeping and captive breeding programs can play a vital role in species conservation. Zoos and aquariums engage in captive breeding programs to help ensure the survival of endangered species and to provide education to the public about the importance of conservation. There are also organizations and individuals within the aquarium hobby who promote sustainable practices and responsible sourcing. A significant problem is the irresponsible release of aquarium fish and plants into local waterways. Non-native species can disrupt native ecosystems, outcompete native species, and introduce diseases. This has led to severe ecological damage in many parts of the world. The aquarium hobby has the potential to both harm and help aquatic biodiversity. Responsible practices, education, and regulations are crucial for minimizing the risks and maximizing the benefits.